This week we actually begin the journey. We set out last week with the departure, and now we're ready to take our first few steps into this new way of life that Christ has set before us. One of the great gifts of following the way is that it allows us to see life from a different perspective. And one of the things that we realize as we walk along this path is that we don't need what we thought we needed to begin this journey. Ask any pilgrim, anybody who set out on a walking journey of any kind, and you'll probably hear a story that a little ways into their journey they found that they needed to unload some baggage, literally. That they had packed things that they thought that they would have to have for their journey that it turned out was just weighing them down and making the journey more difficult. Once we set out and we kind of let go of everything that came before us, we realized that really we need very little in order to keep going forward. We need some very, very basic things in our lives to sustain us for an arduous task, a long, hard walk ahead. Pack light, they advise us. Really think twice before you put things in your backpack before you set out. Is this something that I absolutely have to have? That's a great wisdom for us in our lives as well. Is this something that I absolutely have to have? Or is this just stuff that I'm accumulating in case I might need it someday? So one of the initial things that we need to do now that we've set out is to take a good hard look at the things in our lives and start sorting out for ourselves the things that we have to have from the things that we only think we need. One of the gifts that Jesus gave his disciples was that as they followed him along the way, they realized that he was what they needed. That as long as they were with him, they didn't need to worry about so many of the even basic material possessions that we worry so much over. One day he turned to all of them and he said, look at the birds, look at the flowers, look at the grass. Not one of them has to worry about what it is that they will eat or what it is they will drink or what it is that they will wear. Strive to be like them, Jesus says. Strive to let go of your worry and your work about material things. God, who loves you, knows that you need those things. It's not that they will show up in some magic form every morning like it did for the wandering Egyptians. They just went out every day and found that there was bread on the ground. And yet at the same time, life does provide. The journey provides for you. It knows what you need and it will provide it. That doesn't mean we neglect. That doesn't mean that we impose upon others. But it does mean that we let go of our own sense of needing to be in control, of needing to be the one who provides everything for ourselves. And we start being willing to accept gifts as they come. Accept the help of a friend or the generosity of a stranger, even the actual direct provision of God. So as we set out on this journey, as we begin this week, we're really going to focus on what is it that I really, really have to have, and letting go of so much of our worry and our need of all the rest of this stuff.